The day before, we soak the lentils and we can leave them for 24 or 48 hours. Well, we're already on the 5th or 6th day. I watered it on the 2nd and on the 4th day. I think I also let some water run through here. Because here we are in Cordoba, and it's a very dry place where there's a big lack of rain. In Buenos Aires, for example, which is a very humid place, I used this same technique, and once I closed it up, I wouldn't water again until the harvest. The best thing will always be to use a whole board so nothing gets in. That would be ideal, but if not, how can you still do it just fine? Look how it's going. It grew amazingly. And while that area didn't have the same response, this is possibly because some light came in, and that's also why we see them as green. Because if we covered it completely, the first thing we would see when uncovering it would be the shoots in yellow. And what I usually do is leave it uncovered for a day so it can absorb as much chlorophyll as possible, turn a nice green, and we can benefit from its antioxidants. And well, anyway, the properties that, of course, the sprouts have. It's an excellent food full of fiber, potassium, and magnesium. It's wonderful. Here I am. What I did the day before, yesterday, was put a mesh over it so they could get light and so the animals wouldn't step on it to protect the sprouts. No, if I leave everything uncovered, someone could fall. And the idea is they're already ready to harvest. Thank you. What I want to show you, which is what I was telling you about, is that with this technique, look at the amount, the size of the sprout. It's more than 10 centimeters. And everything, absolutely everything is tender. The sprout, the stem, it's tender, it's not tough, it's not straw-like. This allows us to eat absolutely everything, and besides, the lentil sprout is exquisite. And here I have enough to make about 3 salads, and this is done in just a few days. While we're making one batch, we're making another, and that way we always have 3 or 4 batches going at the same time. What I actually do is sometimes I let them grow again. The lentil grows back. Or I just throw more seeds and start the process again. That way I always have some ready to harvest. I know you're going to ask me, Dana, for that I just make myself a lentil stew, a good lentil stew, and I don't make it so complicated. Why would I go through all this process when I have a good meal in a nice lentil stew, and it's true, in a lentil stew? We have a good food, a super versatile and pretty complete food, but when we do this process, we increase the efficiency of our nutrition. First of all, when the seed germinates, the lentil is a seed, it loses phytic acid. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient that not only complicates the absorption of what we're eating, but also everything else we're going to eat. So by doing this process, by losing the phytic acid, it loses its anti-nutrients. So we're going to digest everything we eat in an amazing way, and we're going to get all the nutrients and minerals. There will be better absorption of all those nutrients, those minerals, those vitamins. When we do this germination process, by eating just a small amount, we get a lot of nutrients that, to get similar amounts, we would have to eat much more. In a lentil stew, in a salad, we are creating a superfood that improves our digestion, makes us feel great, and provides us with lots of antioxidants. Not only that, but we will also have many more nutrients available, because all the ones that would be lost during cooking, for example, in a lentil stew, will be available in the sprouts. Now, what's the difference between sprouting them in a bottle, sprouting them in a tray, sprouting them in cloth, and sprouting them this way in the pit? And as I'm sharing with you, when you sprout them, for example, in a bottle or in a tray, the sprout starts to come out, it starts to get stronger, and after it reaches about 2 centimeters, the stem starts to get harder and stronger, because of the same process involving sunlight, etc. And even though the properties are the same, when we do it this way, the whole sprout with its stem included, which grows to almost 10 centimeters, everything is tender, so we eat it whole, tender, which is much more pleasant and much tastier. Those antioxidants are formed from chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is only formed with light. The plant absorbs that light energy, and we would be eating sunlight. And that's why sprouts, microgreens as they're also called, are considered a superfood. They influence our cellular activity. They have a positive influence. They have a super beneficial effect on our health. We should eat them in a balanced way, like everything else, and not make sprouts the base of our diet. They do make a great contribution to our nutrition and our eating habits. It's also important to recognize that we're eating a living food. We talk about all these topics in great, very detailed depth in a video. I'll leave a little card here for anyone interested in watching it, and I'll also leave it at the end of this video. That's all for today's video, so I send you a big kiss, a warm hug, and see you next time. Bye!